HRH is formally revoked, according to the Daily Beast, by Prince William, then King William.
In the next few minutes, you'll learn exactly how a royal crisis moved from rumor to reckoning.
It's done.
Even want Harry at his coronation. I mean, that is extraordinary. That shows you how far things have fallen. I don't think there is a way back.
Why whispers inside Kensington turned into a hardline plan, how parliamentary pressure quietly boxed the palace in, the moment King Charles chose duty over blood, and what losing those titles really means for Harry and Meghan's brand, their children's futures, and the next phase of the monarchy. By the end, you'll be able to decide whether this was justice, preservation, or the most ruthless rebrand in royal history. It didn't happen with fury. It happened with fatigue. Years of interviews, documentaries, memoir confessions, and California press cycles had drained the goodwill out of the room. He's a father before he's a king, courtiers like to say about Charles. But a father's patience became a monarch's paralysis, and the institution started paying the price. Headlines that should have been about service, tours, and stability were swallowed by one couple 6,000 miles away. And inside the palace, a simple sentence gathered force. The crown cannot be held hostage by its own. Here's the through line most people missed. This wasn't just a family feud, it was a constitutional slow burn. Private secretaries met civil servants. MPs in both parties began murmuring that a modern monarchy can't survive on nostalgia if its rules can be gamed from abroad. The idea took shape, a surgical fix, done properly once, with the stamp of sovereign authority. Not vengeance, definition. William had watched in silence while the noise piled up. The accusations, the contradictions, the brand built on a title the couple said they didn't need. His conclusion was cold and simple. If duty means anything, it must be enforced. He urged a letter patent, a precise royal instrument, to redraw the line of who carries royal designations and why. Not just the Sussexes. A principled, across-the-board tightening that would streamline outdated peerages and end the gray zone that fed the circus. For Charles, the choice was brutal. Do nothing and lose moral authority. Act and light a global match. He hesitated until one revelation reportedly cut the last thread of trust. Despite assurances to the late Queen, HRH styling had surfaced again in private correspondence. For an institution that lives on covenant, that felt like sacrilege. The Queen's bargain had been simple: step back if you must, but don't commercialize the crown. The bargain had not held. The order was prepared with quiet precision. No leaks. No trial balloons. Just a final, unambiguous assertion. Titles carry obligations. Obligations unkept carry consequences. And when it landed in Montecito, the shock wasn't theatrical, it was existential. A brand built on 4 words, Duchess of Sussex, was suddenly a house without pillars. PR teams reached for old playbooks, flip the narrative, weaponize sympathy, reframe the story. But even in America, the tone had cooled. The contradiction had become too obvious. Renounce the institution, monetize the mystique. Harry's fear was different. Not deals, not optics, identity. What does it mean for Archie and Lily when the title question stops being a hashtag and becomes a page in the Almanac de Gotha? The answer hurt. Titles are not birthright stamps. They are instruments of service within a living system. Leave the system, and the instrument may be retired. That's not spite. That's structure. If you think this ends at the Sussexes, you're missing the deeper reset. The same leniency that let Andrew fade, without full resolution, became an open wound on public trust. This time, selective mercy was off the table. The principle had to be even, the edges clean. Streamline, modernize, and end a century of maybe. You serve the crown or you don't. You use the style, or you lose the style. The monarchy survives by meaning, meaning survives by boundaries. Watch how the palace spoke, not with interviews, but with infrastructure. Overnight, the official website changed. Profiles moved. Portraits vanished from the main gallery. Links redirected to the archival past. No gloating, no briefing war, just code. In an age where narrative is everything, that quiet deletion was a cannon blast. The crown reclaimed its story without saying a word. Public sentiment followed the clarity. In Britain, polls hardened. If the Sussexes live by celebrity rules, they can't spend royal capital like an overdraft. Even in the US, sympathy fatigue set in. You can only play the victim in a palace you left by choice for so long. Commentators who once wrote fairy tale copy began asking blunt questions about title trafficking and the monetization of mystique. The crown, for once, had the simpler case. Institutions either mean something or they don't. Now, understand the stakes inside the family. Charles made the call, and in doing so fulfilled a promise to his mother to keep the monarchy above commerce. William accepted the fallout because he's not preparing to inherit a soap opera. He's preparing to inherit a system. And a system can't wobble every time a podcast drops. Oh, where does this leave Harry and Meghan? Outside the velvet rope that once guaranteed gravitas, they face the acid test all post-royals face. Relevance without regalia. Can the causes, the ideas, the work stand without the four letters that opened every door? If yes, the mission continues with authenticity.